organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up today on this live Friday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Homecoming week. See how students have been celebrating homecoming around campus. And street reopened. Find out what downtown Iowa City Street is no longer under construction.
We have more on who is going to need to step up in place of Matt Vanderberg against Northwestern.
Plus, we give you a look inside the numbers for the game.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to our live Friday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Cole Johnson. This week at the UI was not just any other week, it was homecoming week. From different events being held each day, the corn monument displayed on the Pentacrest, to the much anticipated Iowa Northwestern game tomorrow. There's no denying the excitement students and faculty felt each day this week. As homecoming week now draws to a close, we still have a few events to look forward to before the big game. Daily Iowan TV reporters Ryan Scott and Chris Cervantes show us the highlights of the week and a look at what's coming up tonight.
Homecoming week is by far the most proud and spirited week on the university calendar. This has been a flurry of events, one right after another, and we at Daily Iowan TV took the time to cover as many of them as we could. UI students show their Hawkeye pride by participating in activities ranging from dodgeball to giving blood.
Organizers this year are expecting around 200 students to donate, one of them being yours truly. We'll find out if Hawkeyes actually do bleed black and gold.
It's not all about fun though. The Iowa Homecoming Council has its own reasons for picking out this year's activities.
So that's one of our main focuses this year, is to kind of try to get more community involvement. We really wanted to target our events towards things that can involve both the students and the community. We've done that so far. Thursday is more of targeted towards the students just because it's more of the people that are participating in the competitions during homecoming week.
That's not all though. This year's homecoming is groundbreaking because it features the first ever gender-inclusive homecoming court.
It's kind of going back to the inclusive part of just making homecoming something that everyone can enjoy. We wanted to make sure that we were targeting all aspects of that, and why not be one of the first organizations to try and help.
Now, just because it's Friday, don't think the festivities are over just yet. There's plenty more to come. Isn't that right, Ryan?
That's very true, Chris. We have 3 events coming up tonight, in fact. We have the homecoming parade, homecoming coronation, followed by a concert that will be taking place right here on the Pentacrest.
For more information, feel free to visit the homecoming website. Reporting from the Old Capitol Terrace, this is Chris Cervantes
And Ryan Scott, Daily Iowan TV.
Tonight, the excitement continues with the homecoming parade. The parade begins at 5:45 and will start at the intersection of Iowa Avenue and Gilbert Street and end at the intersection of Jefferson and Gilbert. Street closures will start at 4 p.m. and streets will remain closed until 9 p.m. Visit icgov.org for the full list of street closures. Today marks the reopening of the 100 block of Washington Street in downtown Iowa City. The street was closed for months as underground infrastructure was replaced and new amenities like lighting and seating were updated. The 100 block of Washington Street opened to one-way traffic earlier this month, and now the street is back to two-way traffic. Yet construction continues on the 200 block of Washington Street. The project is expected to be completed later this fall. Well, I'm looking forward to checking out that new street and all the new amenities. Sam, what's it looking like in the weather?
It's looking pretty good. Thanks, Cole. Today we said we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a high of 67, lowering to 57 degrees at night. For the homecoming game on Saturday, it might be a good idea to bring a raincoat because there is a 50% chance of rain. During the day, Saturday, mostly cloudy skies are to be expected with a high of 67 degrees coming down to about 55 degrees at night. And now for your 6-day forecast. Sunday, it's looking to be mostly cloudy skies again, but getting to a high of 52 degrees, lowering to the 50s at night. The rest of the week is expected to be clear skies, staying in the low 70s and lowering to the mid 50s at night. And that is all for your weather this week. Back to you, Cole.
The Cedar River in Cedar Rapids has begun its descent after cresting just under 22 feet on Tuesday, and beginning today at noon, residents and business owners in the evacuation zone will be able to return to their homes and businesses to start flood recovery activities. Cedar Rapids city officials ask anyone who does not live or own property in the flood zone to avoid the area to prevent unneeded traffic. Then tomorrow at 7 a.m., the entire evacuation zone will be open to the public. Next week, University of Iowa employees will be asked to participate in a survey about working conditions across campus. The survey is called Working at Iowa and contains 20 questions assessing work engagement and employment experience. The 2014 Working at Iowa survey saw a participation rate of 68%. Since the 2014 survey, former UI President Sally Mason retired, and the Board of Regents announced Bruce Harold as the next UI President. The survey is confidential and can be completed by employees online from October 5th through the 19th. But Iowa football is the talk of the town. Let's toss it over to Katie and Taylor in the sports studio to see what's going on. Ladies?
You got that right. We're really excited to be back inside Kinnick Stadium after being away last weekend, so it'll be a great time.
I know. I'm so excited, and it's homecoming week, so it just makes everybody so much more excited.
Exactly. Well, we're in week 2 of Big Ten play for Iowa football, and the biggest talk has been about senior wide receiver Matt Vanderburg's foot injury.
Now, that is definitely right. It's not something any player ever wants to go through, and it feels a little bit like of a Drew Ott repeat from a season ago.
It really does. Now, Kirk Ferentz did tell us that they will appeal for him to get a redshirt season if he wants one, but like with Ott, that was not an easy road to go down last season.
Definitely not. And as for this season, the Hawks are going to have to move on without him and stick with that next man in mentality. It's almost a bit of deja vu for the Hawks. Last season, Iowa saw several injuries during the Northwestern game, and young guys stepped up. And now with their #1 receiver out, it's time for that once again.
Good teams find a way to win. They find a way to be successful. They find a way to adjust, and it involves other people, picking up the rope a little bit when something happens. So, we're confident that'll happen.
So with Vanderburg out, the team will look to other receivers like Jermanique Smith, Jay Shield, Riley McCarron, and Ronald Nash. And let's not forget about the tight ends as a possibility, especially George Kittle.
We'll just try to do its best, and put the guys wherever it fits the scheme, fits the personnel groups we have out there. And, some guys you try to leave alone. Other guys have some flexibility. Jay might play a couple of positions. He's been doing that in practice, and that's realistic to think. Riley's a pretty flexible guy. We'll probably keep Jermanique where he's been.
I'm still going to go through my progressions, through my reads, no matter who's out there in his spot. I'm not going to look out there and not give him a look because whoever it is, because I expect and trust whoever's in there to do a good job and get open at the same time.
And they know it's an opportunity for the run game to step up as well.
We know that as a running back that we're going to have to be able to, run the ball consistently throughout the entire ball game to, help out the passing game, to help out the young guys and help out CJ.
There was a little bit of talk on Tuesday about maybe Desmond King going in at receiver.
I would be absolutely shocked, but at this point,
you never know.
They might throw something in like that.
Yeah, if they need it, they might.
I was in a little bit of a similar situation they were in against Northwestern last season, as Katie mentioned, with injuries, but not as many.
That's right. There were 5 starters that were out against the Wildcats last year, but that didn't slow the Hawkeyes down, as you saw, and hopefully it doesn't this season either.
I tell you more about what you need to look out for come kickoff from Pat Fitzgerald and his team.
Last season at Northwestern, Iowa stunned the Wildcats in a 40-10 win, something that seemed to define Iowa's season.
That was probably the highlight of the year that way, because that's when things were really kind of hitting it pretty good.
We went in there, we were shorthanded at a lot of positions. We had Sean Welsh playing right tackle. We had different guys in every position.
This year, though, Northwestern returns an experienced quarterback in Clayton Thorson and his partner in the running back position, Justin Jackson.
They got weapons. They got a really good running back in Justin Jackson, a veteran quarterback coming back.
Pretty much what I've seen so far is that their running back is very, very physical. He can run the ball. Very athletic quarterback, big quarterback.
On the edges, Iowa didn't see senior wide receiver Austin Carr last season due to an injury, but he poses a threat as he leads the Big Ten in receptions at 28 and in receiving yards at 392. Carr could produce those big plays Iowa wants to avoid.
And I got some good receivers on the outside that can, get open and catch the ball for them. We just got to stop the big plays and get ready for this next week.
The defense doesn't show up big in the front line, but senior linebacker Jalen Prater and junior safety Goodwin Eaglebeck make up the top tackling duo in the conference.
They're bringing a few guys back from last year, playing basically the same defense as last year. They don't change a whole lot, and offensively we don't change a whole lot. So it's probably going to be basically the same game as last year from a game plan standpoint, and we're going to try to do the same thing that we did last year in running the ball and then working off of that.
As we just saw Akram Wadley score a touchdown in that game last year, he recorded a career-high 26 carries, 204 yards rushing, and 4 touchdowns against Northwestern. Something, well, we'll really definitely have to establish the run game once again. They talked about it this past Tuesday, how they really just need to get that going again. It was there a little bit against Rutgers.
Yeah, and with Matt being out and the wide receiver position being a little iffy right now, the run game will be extremely important against Northwestern.
Well, since it is homecoming at Kinnick Stadium on Saturday, we sent out Will Silverstein and Liv Corbett to see what the feeling is like around campus.
Well, Will, it's a huge week here in Iowa City, homecoming week.
That's right, Liv, and we took to the Pentecost to interview students to see what they are going to be doing for this weekend's festivities.
Yes, including the big game on Saturday against Northwestern. So let's check it out.
So, what do you think we're going to do against Northwestern?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous just because of the last game. I think it brought a lot of people's morale down for the season, but I'm still going to be super happy, energetic, and cheering on the Hawks.
And what do you think about the football game on Saturday?
I'm actually really excited. I flew in from North Carolina to come and watch it. So.
All the way from North Carolina to come here to Iowa to watch them hopefully beat Northwestern?
Yeah, hopefully win. We're going to go to the parade on Friday night.
Are you going to be dancing on Friday when the Hawkeyes win?
Of course. Always.
We beat them pretty bad last time. What are you thinking this?
We got it. Northwestern got nothing.
Go Hawks, we got it.
When we beat Northwestern the last couple of years, how do you think we're going to do this year?
Well, my athletic and sports knowledge doesn't really exist, so I'm just hoping that we win for the sake of everyone's morale.
Very, very thoughtful answer, yes.
Identity. Go Hawks, guys.
Go Hawks. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's safe to say that all the students are pretty excited for this weekend's homecoming festivities.
That's right, Liv. This Saturday, everything's capped off as the Iowa Hawkeyes take on Northwestern Boston.
Well, that's right. That's all we have here at the Pentecost. Back to you at the sports studio.
This game here in Iowa City isn't the only big game going around the Big Ten, as Michigan and Wisconsin meet at the Big House.
Wisconsin is actually facing a little injury adversity as well, as top linebacker Vince Beagle is reportedly out with a broken bone in his foot. He got a screw in it, I think, yesterday. His dad was actually the one who kind of reported it. So who knows? Maybe he won't be in for the Wisconsin game against us here in a couple weeks. But the game is on ESPNU tomorrow at 11:01. So make sure you catch it there. Cole, back to you.
Thanks, ladies. And before we leave you today, it's time for this week's Kid Captain Spotlight. The Kid Captain Spotlight is our weekly segment where we tell you all about the honorary captain selected by a committee from the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics. Meet Connor, a 7-year-old from Eddyville, Iowa. This weekend for the homecoming game against Northwestern, Connor will get to stand alongside the Iowa Hawkeye football players during the national anthem. Connor has been diagnosed with quadriplegic cerebral palsy and chronic lung disease. As Connor has gotten older, he needs to use a wheelchair to get around, but despite all the health issues, Connor is still just a kid. He loves sports, art, and playing with Legos. He says he wants to be a doctor when he's older to help others with his condition. Congratulations, Connor. All of us here at Daily Iowan TV hope you have a great time at the game. And that's all we have for you today on this live Friday program. Be sure to check us out anytime on dailyiowan.com for all the latest Iowa City news. And look for us tonight during the homecoming parade. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Cole Johnson. Thanks for watching and have a great day.